What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, okay? It is the 30th of April today. $94,300 is the current price. 10 hours, 40 minutes left in the day. I got to be honest, the more that we chill here, the more that I'm getting friendly with the idea of pulling back. I'm not saying that we do. I'm still calling for the upside, and I've got a lot of reasons to believe that we do break out to the upside, okay? But let me just paint you a picture here, all right? When we moved up originally, the very obvious call was to move back and find support at prior resistance, right? That's what we do when you're volatile. You move up, you move down, you move up, you move down, you find support at prior resistance, you move up, you move down, you find support at prior resistance, you move up, right? That's how it is. After a day of not moving down, like on this day, I was like, oh, okay, so we're not going to move down. We're gonna probably consolidate and then continue moving up. Well, we've continued to consolidate and then continue to consolidate more. And at this point, and the reason why I think that it would make sense to move up is because at this point, I think it's rather obvious that a lot of people are expecting us to fall back. So the very simple perspective here is that whatever the herd believes, you do the opposite of, right? Contrarianism. So if everybody's expecting the price to go down and find support here, likely the price is going to move up. But now we find ourselves in the situation where we've moved sideways for 9 days, just as we did here. We moved sideways for 9 days here, and then on the 10th day, that's when we pumped. My thoughts are I'm not the only person with eyeballs. There are probably a bunch of other people who notice this too, and now I wonder if the sentiment has shifted from the majority of people seeing this pullback to 88,000 or lower. So I wonder if people are picking up on the fact that this consolidation phase looks just like this consolidation phase, and now they're anticipating we go higher. So therefore, if the herd thinks we're going higher, contrarianism would dictate that we would now be bearish, right? Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. That's not what I'm saying. I don't. That's not what I'm saying. I think is going to happen. I'm just saying it's an idea that I've recently started to flirt with. If we were to go down, it wouldn't be as crazy now as it would have been, in my opinion, like 4 days ago. But if we're looking at this here on a daily time frame, as far as the RSI is concerned, it's very bullish, very, very bullish. I think today, if we can close today green, and not just green like this, like actually close it green, something that's ideally above $95,000, that'll look like a prime setup to bounce off the overbought zone. I think that's a good goal to have. The goal of $102.4 thousand to close by the end of the month, it's still there, but it's a lot less likely at this point, right? Are we going to move up 8% in the next 10 hours and 30 minutes? Maybe. Maybe we do, maybe we don't, and I would like it if we close a little bit above 8%, right? Maybe like 9%. Maybe we do, but it's not looking like it's going to happen, and that's okay. We still got the bullish engulfing candle here. It's just not engulfing the whole range. It's fine. It's not a requirement. It just would have been pleasing to my eyes, okay, and probably to a lot of speculators' eyes. But if we're looking at this here with the notion that you could go down from a low to a high, you could find support somewhere around $90,000 right here, maybe even just below there. Prior resistance here, a little bit around this area of resistance. Maybe you go just below there, but odds are if you go this far below the 236, you won't stop until you hit the 382. So it's either 90,300 or 87,000, or even a little bit below 87K. With the 382, it's very common to wick a little bit below it and then close above it. So we could drop down to like 85 and a half, $86,000. It's possible. I'm not calling for this. That's not my call. This is just, things to look for if we do move to the downside. Now let's look at this on a 4-hour basis. The 4-hour RSI here has cooled way the hell off, right? We've seen lower lows throughout this whole entire consolidation phase while getting higher lows throughout this whole entire consolidation phase. That's hidden bullish divergence. That's a good thing, and that's one of the reasons why I have a hard time seeing this thing go down. The only reason I'm entertaining this thought is I like to think about what the majority is seeing, right? Because they can see exactly what I see. I would assume, we all have eyeballs. If you're looking at this here, I don't think that it's hard to deduce that the average market participant can see that we did this last time and we moved up. We're doing it this time. What does that prime in people's heads to move up? And if it's primed that way, might we drop? Right? The market is not made to make people. The market is not made to make people money. It's made to take your money or to take people's money and put it in the hands of the people who quote unquote know what they're doing or just have more experience. Right? It's a fickle game, this thing, man. If we're looking at the 4-hour RSI, I am very bullish on it. Overall, it does seem to be in an uptrend, right? You've got higher lows, and higher highs. It seems to be in an uptrend. So my thoughts are that we would find support here, but hold up. Here's a little bit to the bearish side. Every time we found support in this area, right? We find support, we move up. We find support, we move up. We find support, we move up. Little tip there, we move up. Here we've been consolidating. Different behavior might beget different results, and it might not. Maybe we drop a little bit more. We have a little drop here, and it is like a fine point. We bounce off the 40. We still get a higher low, all that, and then we still bounce. So maybe this is suggestive that we go a little bit lower. It's not entirely that we're going to break out of this uptrend and go to the oversold zone, but maybe it is suggestive of that. Who knows? So that's another point in the bears direction. If we're being fair, there's more points in the bulls direction, but there are a couple points in the bears directions if we're being fair. And if you were to go lower, maybe go down to like 94,000 and you close right there. But I don't know. As long as we're holding these higher lows, even if we don't hold the higher lows, if we get some kind of lower low, it's not going to be a problem. Like if we get a slightly lower low here, we're still holding higher lows overall. But it'll be interesting to see. The 4-hour RSI overall is bullish, but we're on shaky grounds right now, right? We're on shaky grounds. So I think that by the end of today, certainly sometime tomorrow, we'll have some resolution of this range. Up or down. If we're looking at the 1 hour time frame, it's not going to help us at all because the 1 hour is just so neutral, so very neutral. The only thing I can say is flat base, ascending lows. Sorry, flat top, not base. Flat top, ascending lows. Even though I can't draw a straight line there, right? I don't know. I curved it, but you see what I'm going for, right? That's a good look in itself. We're building volume here. We actually had a little bit of volume, the highest volume spike that we've seen really since the 25th. So in 5 days now, the better part of a week, most volume that we saw was this last hour in which we actually dropped and we had a pretty solid body to the downside. I don't know what to make of that. Maybe that's suggestive of more prices to the downside to come. But if we close this candle green and we reverse that, if we get some volume and we reverse this, maybe this is just a signal that we're getting ready to break out. People are making their plays, going long, going short, whatever, right before the breakout. I don't know. It could be something like that. But let's see. Let's look at the 15-minute time frame too. 15-minute would suggest that we could go lower. It wouldn't be because you've got the lower lows and the lower lows here, and you're rejecting your overbought zone. I don't know. Overall, it's just too neutral to say on the 15-minute and the 1 hour. So here we are. 94.6K right now, 10 hours, 32 minutes left in the day. Here we are from a relative high to a relative low, consolidating right in the golden ratio. Everything about this, other than, the slight difference, the variation here on the 4 hour in behavior compared to what we've done really this whole movement up. Even back here, we didn't consolidate like this, right? We had moments where we just bounced and bounced. Other than that, and then other than the very easy to deduce similarities of this range to this range, other than those two things, everything about this chart is bullish. Everything makes me want to say that we're going higher. Some people might hear that and they think, what are you talking about? If we're doing the same thing as we did last time when we pumped, wouldn't that mean that we pump again? And maybe we do, but oftentimes whenever you see repeat behavior like that, it's more to trap you, not to help you, right? Like I would bet that the next diamond top that we have, right, because this here was a diamond top, I bet the next diamond top we have is actually going to be bullish instead of bearish because people will think about this diamond top and be traumatized by it. I don't know if that makes any sense at all, but high to low, generally speaking with the golden ratio, whenever you find resistance here, you go down to the 0.5, find support, 382, find support. That's at 86.2 to 90,200. That's right in that range that we would expect it to go to. But also, you generally don't consolidate like this and close above it like this consistently. Whenever you do see this behavior in the golden ratio, it's very common to continue moving up to the 786, 886, and there you might find some turbulence. Pull back to the golden ratio where you found turbulence and find support there, and then move up from there. So the call right now does remain 100.7 thousand to 104.6 thousand. When is it coming? I don't know. It could be by the end of this day, although I doubt it at this point, but it could happen. It could be, we get a little last minute end of month rally here. It could be sometime over the coming days, or perhaps instead of over the coming days going here, we would go here, and then we would work our way back up over the coming weeks to this area here. I don't know how it would work, but that's my thoughts. I don't think I have anything else that I want to say. So hit the like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Weekly RSI looks great. Daily RSI looks great. The 4 hours on shaky grounds. Everything else is just too neutral. We've been moving sideways to really be helpful. So I guess we're in a wait and see moment here. I would say, let's see, from a low to a high, if I can get it. Come on now, there we go. Low, nope. Oh, there we go. Low to high. If we go below $90.3 thousand, $90,315, we go below there. We will probably not stop until we're below or until we're around 87,000. Yeah, that's the expectation. So that's all I got. Hit the like button, you guys. Subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye.